Hey guys, what's up? I'm Brittany and welcome to my new channel, The Bird. I will be giving weekly videos that have recaps from the week before and previews of the following week of the NFL. Let's get started with week 1. Thursday night's game was a Super Bowl 50 rematch between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. Down by 1, the Panthers drive down the field at the end of the fourth quarter, and Graham Gano sets up for a 36-yard field goal. Denver takes their timeout, and when Graham Gano finally gets to take the kick, it goes wide left, so the Broncos win 21-20 behind rookie quarterback Trevor Siemian, who went 18 for 26 with 178 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Another rookie quarterback this week, Carson Wentz, who went 22 for 37 with 278 yards and 2 touchdowns to carry the Philadelphia Eagles to a 29-10 win over the Cleveland Browns. As far as exciting games go, New Orleans vs. Oakland was definitely one of them. Drew Brees went 28 for 42 with 423 yards and 4 touchdowns, but that wasn't enough to overtake the Raiders, who went for a 2-point conversion with 47 seconds left to win the game 35-34. On why they took the 2-point conversion, Jack Del Rio said, "I was thinking that we're here to win. Let's win it right now." And that's exactly what they did. Another exciting game was Kansas City vs. San Diego, which went into overtime. In overtime, Alex Smith had a 2-yard touchdown run to win the game 33-27. With 4 scoring plays in the final 4 minutes, Indianapolis vs. Detroit was another exciting game. It all started with a Matt Stafford touchdown pass to Theo Riddick, a Luck touchdown pass to Jack Doyle, and a Matt Prater 43-yard field goal, followed by a Detroit safety to win the game 39-35 over Indianapolis. Our final rookie quarterback of week 1 was Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys, who went 25 for 45 with 227 yards and no touchdowns. But they only lost by 1 point to New York. Without Tom Brady for the first 4 weeks and without Rob Gronkowski because of a hamstring injury, the New England Patriots were still able to win 23-21 behind Jimmy Garoppolo, who went 24 for 33 with 264 yards and a touchdown. But there was also a not-so-exciting game, and that happened at San Francisco versus the Los Angeles Rams. And it is the Rams' first season in LA since 1994. Case Keenum threw 2 interceptions, and Jared Goff, their number 1 draft pick, didn't dress for the game but is expected to dress and even potentially play in week 2. San Francisco got their 28-0 win under new head coach Chip Kelly. But the most interesting thing that happened in this game had nothing to do with the game. It was a fan who ran on the field in the fourth quarter. And there's a link in my description to listen to Kevin Harlan's call if you haven't done it already. Other ones around the NFL were Green Bay, Baltimore, Houston, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, Cincinnati, Seattle, and Pittsburgh. There were also quite a few injuries this week. RG3, the Cleveland quarterback, has been placed on the injured reserve with a shoulder injury, which is not uncommon for him. JT Thomas, linebacker for the New York Giants, is on the injured reserve with torn ligaments in his knee. And both Keenan Allen, a San Diego wide receiver, and Jacquizz Smith, Tampa Bay defensive end, are out with torn ACLs. Russell Wilson, the Seattle quarterback, is questionable with an ankle injury, but the team is confident that he'll be able to play through it. And Jacksonville's running back Chris Ivory was released from the hospital Tuesday with an undisclosed injury and is questionable for return in week 2. Sammy Watkins, the Buffalo wide receiver, was a non-participant in Tuesday's practice with a foot injury and is listed as questionable for week 2 as well. Now on to fantasy football. All of these stats are based on ESPN's standard scoring for fantasy. Top QB this week was Andrew Luck of Indianapolis, who went 31 for 47 with 385 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with 3 rushing attempts to total 21 yards. Top running back was Pittsburgh's DeAngelo Williams, who had 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks, the New Orleans wide receiver, was top at wide receiver with 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. Top tight end was Indianapolis' Jack Doyle, who had 35 yards and 2 TDs. With 2 defensive touchdowns and only allowing 16 points, Vikings took top defense this week. And top kicker was Dan Bailey of the Dallas Cowboys, who had a massive 54-yard field goal in the game. And at flex, DeAngelo Williams from Pittsburgh again. That's really it for week 1, so now on to week 2. It all starts Thursday with the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills, and it ends Monday with the Philadelphia Eagles at the Chicago Bears. Teams looking at their first home games this week: Cleveland, Washington, Chicago, Pittsburgh, New England, the New York Giants, Detroit, San Diego, Oakland, Minnesota, Buffalo, Carolina, and the Rams, with their first home game in LA since 1994. That's it for this week. All of my citations are down in the description, and I'll see you guys next week.